you know, there's also tunnels under the university system.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been in this way?
I had keys for them.
What?
I had keys for them.
So how come you didn't lead any Hoofer
I
trips
did.
there? You did?
I could just see that.
I never heard about those.
I could see that. You lead people. We're gonna go caving, and then you drive out of town, drive back. Where are we going? Well,
No, we didn't drive. We went after the Hoofer meetings.
Oh, I never heard about those.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Shit.
So, there's stories of this one guy who always lived down there.
Yeah, Tunnel Bob.
Tunnel Bob. Is he still around?
No, he died.
He died in the tunnels.
No, actually, the story is they could not keep him out of there. I mean, he knew all the entrance, or he had a key or whatever, and so they eventually did is they hired him to live in the tunnels, and he patrolled them and he kicked people out. But he was kind of I think I met him once, but he's kind of like a street person, if you put that in quotes. Kind of.
And he had a room somewhere down there?
I heard that. I don't know that for sure, but yeah, Tunnel Bob. So, no, I actually, I had a key because I would do work down there for the university.
Did you get lost down there?
No, it's, I learned that from the University of Michigan because you can steal and get into their tunnels too when I used to go be an undergraduate there. And then we used to, Science Hall used to have an escape slide, circular, in the back. And you would go way up to the top and you go down the chute and you'd be spinning around in the total darkness. And then there was like entrances at each floor so you could pop in. And so you're spinning around, and then you might see a light because someone opened one of the access doors, and you would put your hands out and stop, and then see who it was, and then you continue on going down. But when you went out the trap door, it was and came out in the street. It set off an alarm at the university police. So when you came out, you had to make sure that no one had come out in a long time. You went up, and then you popped out, came out, and then you took off so that the police wouldn't catch you.
And shortly after the entryway for each new floor, there was a sudden drop-off.
Yeah.
So you'd be sliding along, and then boom, in the darkness if that door hadn't opened. Yeah. I did lead a Hoofer trip there once.
Yeah, there were typically after the outing club meeting, there was some times of trips, and I know it was taken out, and they added stairs in about 83, 84.
Very disappointed.
It was interesting because the spelunking kind of died, whitewater kind of grew, and when I was there, late 70s, I did some spelunking, and then, but not very much, and took people to caves in Wisconsin, and then in the late 80s, mid 80s, they started getting a strong contingent of spelunkers again. But I think the Hoofers at one time split, and a lot of them went over and formed the Speleological Society.
Oh, really?
Is my understanding.
Oh.
So that's why spelunking isn't so big anymore.
I'm sorry?
That's why there's not as many spelunkers and
I
Hoofers.
believe so. I mean, it's kind of like one of the many things we do, but the Speleological Society, I went to several of the meetings, and they're just like hardcore spelunkers. And they actually have done a lot of good for caves. They have. They had entrances all, what do you call it?
Gated.
Not gated.
Screened?
No, they had information. They
documented.
had like tubes, and you would sign your name in and say
nice.
when you came, and little instructions,
Cool.
how to behave in a cave and stuff like that. So
That's slick.
How many outings does Hoofers have for spelunking usually every year?
Now?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's died this last year. We one of our biggest spelunkers moved away to Milwaukee. Dan Piersborn, and he was one of the main driving forces in spelunking in Current for years. I don't know who's going to pick up the slack. He used to do something every month at least. And, he would drive people down to Mammoth Cave and get people to go to those things to help them with Mammoth Cave cleanups and there are other caves in different parts of the state, the country too.
Wisconsin caves are mostly in southwest Wisconsin. They're pretty small. There's one in
still-
Blue Mountains.
Yep. Well, there's two in Blue Mountains area. There's the one that's the big
Cave-
Cave of the Mounds.
Right.
and then there's another one that's that Dan's taken people to a couple times. That they tried to make it commercial.
Oh, Pops Cave.
I think it's Pop's Cave.
Yeah,
Pop's Cave.
I've
Oh,
been
Pops Cave is on Highway 14 off Richland Center.
Oh. Oh, that's much farther. That's much farther away. This is something that's just as far away as Cave of the Mounds. I think the only caves I've been caving with the club twice, and then before that I went a couple times. Went to Haynes Cave, Star Valley Cave, Verona City Cave.
That
Tried
one I
to
don't
do
know
that.
that one.
That's under the water tower in Verona. Or in Viroqua. I'm sorry, Viroqua. Viroqua City Cave.
And if the machine turns off, I'll tell another story.
What's that story gonna be?
That story is